Hey there. Thank you for watching my channel. I am the Divine Maverick. Hey Divine Feminine, how you doing? Happy quarantine. We're going to talk a little bit before I pull the cards. I did give you a spread, but I need to say something to you, Divine Feminine. I need to say this first before I even say the other thing. If you like the way I read, everything that you need to know can be found in the description box below to book your love and light session with me. And we'll talk a little bit one-on-one. I'll record the conversation so you can have it for your edification and longevity. Thank you for your likes and your subscribes, your shares, your comments. You guys are giving me life in these comments. We are having church therapy sessions, comedy shows, just you name it. Advice columns. It's just awesome, and I appreciate you guys so much. And I'm so humbled that Spirit is giving me this opportunity to be able to impact lives, including having my life impacted. I thank you. So, feminines, I want to say to you. Let me first wash my hands, prophetically wash my hands, wash the blood off, and say, I forgive me for aiding and abetting in a crime. And that crime being too much emphasis or preoccupation or obsession with the karmic. And I know that the karmic does not necessarily have to be a romantic person, a relationship, or a person. A karmic can be a dog, a cat, a puppy, a goldfish, a boat, a child, a mother-in-law, a mother. It could be a brother. It could be something that's just keeping the person dealing with it from being all they could be. All right. Okay. Now, but that being said, specifically, I was focusing on romantic relationships and bringing you right along with me. I kept seeing a vision of a Pied Piper. If you're not familiar with the story, just Google it. Everything you need to know can be found in Google. But the Pied Piper, and I'm just piping away, and folks are just following me. And what I was doing was saying, hey, let's see what the karmic's doing. Hey, let's see what the karmic's doing. Hey, let's go over here. And it's just like, there's a time and place for everything under the sun. Ecclesiastes, come on. But it's right now where we are, we don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. But anyway, you've all noticed that life is changing right before your very eyes. We don't have to discuss, or I don't need to point out to you what America is dealing with, because if you have a television or a smartphone, you know what's happening around the globe, right? But we're not going to let that distract us or destroy us or deter us from glowing up and growing up and being all that God has said that we need to be for Him. Holy Scriptures say that we are to bring Him glory in the earth. We are to bring Him glory. And so we have to be glorious. And when we are low vibrational, that's not a bright light. That's a dim light. And so we are called to be bright lights. Bright lights, okay? So I don't know why I just saw Gizmo. What's that? The gremlin, bright light or whatever. Anyway, yeah, some of y'all, when bright light is shown on you before, back in the day, before you found a mentor or something, or a good girlfriend to help you along this journey, when bright light hit you, you would turn into like a gremlin. Something would come out of you. I'm seeing that thing. Listen, you put it where the energy goes. But I know what I'm hearing. But it's like bright light, and it's like, some of y'all didn't like to be told when Spirit was trying to tug at your heartstrings. You were like, I don't want that. I don't want that. You would turn into something else. Okay. Some of you were dragged to church. I'm saying that, dragged to a religious institute, a church, and it didn't feel right. Whatever was going on, it didn't feel right. Some of you thought it was real spooky. You thought it was you might have said it was a little extra. You might have thought it was too somber, too. It was something off, and it did not resonate with your spirit. And I just thank the Spirit that you were able to follow your path, and then you became enlightened somebody around about their 20s. Was a big time of awakening. For some of you, it was a college roommate, your dorm buddy that just kind of introduced you to a life of faith in a different way, because you had the wrong image of Spirit. You were just waiting for that heavy taskmaster with the big white beard sitting in the chair saying, "You messed up now," and you get knocked off the pawn. Off the board. Some of you thought you were a pawn. Did I just say occur? Okay, anyway, some of you felt like a pawn in this divine chess game, and you felt like you didn't have worth or you didn't have a say. But then you realize along your journey that I can have what I say, because you found meditation, or you found grounding practices, or you found, again, I'm hearing a good mentor, right, to just kind of lead you along the road and lead you along the path. And here you are with this twin flame journey, which, by the way, we must mention that this relationship, this love, this passion, just awaken things in you that you didn't even know existed. And it changed you forever. You have not been the same since. You have not been able to concentrate on much else but this. And especially those of you who are in separation, who do not see your twin or even talk to your twin, but you know that energetically there is somebody there. Something is communicating with me, and it feels darn good. And so it made you, almost like a blind person searching, in an unfamiliar room or a home. Like if a blind person went to visit a family member and they're not familiar with the layout of the home, you see, they have to feel along the walls or be told, there's a step right here. There, you take about 18 paces and then you begin to walk down the steps. Or here's the kitchen. The refrigerator's right here next to the stove. You're learning your way around this thing called life. You're beginning to navigate this thing called life. So anyway, I wanted to say to you that we're going to focus more on what's happening on the inside so that it can show on the outside. And in that, it's going to bring the union. It's going to bring the reconciliation. For some of you, this is your final time to be here. And so you are going to reunite or reconcile in this lifetime. Many of you divine feminines have had this past life experience with your twin. And so you're working out some kinks, and that's why some of them are still in the karmic cycles, and you've been feeling like, well, we should have been together by now, or whatever that. Yeah, we got all that. I'm just gonna say all of that, all the things, right? But the paramount thing, the most important thing, what's needful at this time is to stand as in what we are, stand in who we are, whose we are, and what we know, and do that, and then let spirit deal with the outcomes. But we need to heal from the expectation or even the disappointment that comes when the outcome is not what we think it should be. Now, I use my Sacred Geometry Oracle deck, and I have 4 cards pulled. Fertility came out for Divine Feminine. The Divine Masculine card is Compassion. The card that represents the dynamic between the two is Cosmic Flower. I'll show you in a minute. And the card that represents what is the result of this dynamic between the two, masculine and feminine, is Discernment. So that's what you can expect as an outcome with that. The overall energy of this reading is, I love this card, the Goddess of the Moon. This is from my Energy Oracle deck. And this card simply talks about intuition. If you look at the woman, she is literally harnessing. She is harnessing the energy of the moon. So the message here is, feminines, if you have not already started, then you need to make it your business to harness the energy of the moon. Learn the moon cycles. Learn about the new moon, about the dark moon, about the full moon, learn about moon cycles, moon energies, and what to do. Even the gibbous, the phases of the moon. Learn waning cycles. Learn about how the moon does what it does and what you're supposed to be doing in light of that. In light of that, I didn't even moonlight. In light of that, right? And so it'll help. It helps flow with the rhythm. There's a story in the Bible that talks about the sons of Issachar discerning the times. In other words, it was a tribe of people that knew how to be on the timing of God, because you know that timing is very fluid, right? And so you want to always know and understand the timing, because if you know the timing, meaning seasons, not necessarily it's 1:30, but I'm talking about if you know the season that you're in, you can always locate yourself, okay? Again, if you know what season you're in, you'll always be able to be located, even by not only by spirit, but by people who are in your tribe that need to know where you are so that they can help you where you are. They can understand, because some of them are either ahead of you and they've gone through that and they can help get you out of there or bring you through a safe passage, or there's someone's watching behind you on that same timeline, and they can watch you navigate this, thereby avoiding some pitfalls of their own. And that's really all it is we're trying to get everybody to heal, everybody to work together synergistically so that we can all benefit, you know what I mean? Like, so we can all eat, So that's what this is about. So, and also on this card, this woman is carefree. I don't know why I'm drawn to her thin arms and her body, her hair, it's like her leanness. With that, I want to talk about sugar intake, and healthier diet. Some of you feminines need to get your diets like all the way together. What you eat affects your intuition, your connection to the spirit. Too much sugar, too much caffeine, too much alcohol, too much, really. You know what I mean? Moderation is key. And for some, moderation is key, but then others, total elimination of, I don't know, meats, I don't know, fats. You have to meditate, you have to listen, you have to keep your journal near you, because spirit is always talking. Your spirit guides are always here and talking to try to give you guidance and insight, right? So you got to keep either your voice memo ready to go with you talking, or you have to keep your journal ready so you can scribble down things that you hear so you can write it down, right? Because you're not going to remember everything, okay? And at some point, feminine, it becomes a matter of pride when you think, well, I'll remember it, I won't write it down, or I forgot it, because sometimes that it's like a water faucet. The water will begin to lessen to a trickle if spirit decides that, well, notices that you don't even bother to write the stuff down. You know what I mean? You don't even bother to take hold of the revelation or the insight that's been given and these nuggets, because these are nuggets. And not only that, but they are wisdom keys. And it's, again, everything that I'm saying even now is part of the message. Everything that comes out of my mouth is part of a divine channeling to get you a message. And whether it resonates or not, if it doesn't resonate now, it'll resonate later. I promise you, timing is fluid. That's why we say to people, don't thumbs down or get angry because you or feel some kind of way like that didn't have anything to do with me, that wasn't mine. You don't know that yet. You don't know where you are on the timeline. Again, you might even be ahead of it, or you might be walking right into it, or you're right in it at that moment. You know what I mean? Like I said, like there's a saying, either you coming into a storm, you're getting out of a storm, or you're in a storm right now. Either way, it's going to apply at some point. You know what I mean? Some things are going to apply, and you don't have to shout me down. I know what I'm talking about. And not a know-it-all, but just saying what I do know, I know. Throat chakra. Fifth chakra is also the card that was on the bottom of the deck, because I like to do that bottom of the deck reading, that energy down there, because that could be something that's crossing you, right? And so I'm seeing this. I'm having two messages from this card. Feminines, it's time for you to speak. It's time for you to speak your truth. It's time for you to speak your either and falsehoods. Some of you need to repent or be forgiven. Forgive yourselves for being untrue, being a liar. Some have told little white lies, little black, whatever you call them, whatever color, is still not true. And so truth and clarity and communication is paramount in this time, because this little thing right here, your mouth, it creates, either you're speaking the language of the redeemed and the light, or you're speaking the language of the dark and the fallen. So spirit realm doesn't know when you're kidding. If you say, I'm sick and tired of this, or I don't want this, or I hate this, or I'm sick, spirit realm is like, oh, sick? Okay. And immediately vibrations begin to go in that direction. Remember, we're all energy, quantum physics. Study it out, or Google it. Just kind of get familiar with the quantum, like in quantum physics, as well as how everything, the building blocks of creation, the building, just how everything is interdependent and interconnected, right? And so with this, integrity is very, very important. We have to be authentic with our word. We have to be integral or integrous with our speech. You know what I mean? Let your yay be yay, your no be no, right? If you don't want to do it, say you don't want to do it. Don't say you'll do it and then harbor all that gunk in your chest because you feel now obligated and even put upon when actually your mouth said yes, right? Okay, I know I'm helping someone, I'm helping me. But this is all a part of the union. This is what you have to get together, because if we are not authentic here and not speaking our truth here, or not being able to even throat chakra communicate well, then what do you think you're going to do with your twin? You know what I mean? What do you think this, because remember, you're in partnership. You're coming into balance and harmony with another person, with even yourself, with yourself. And so if you can't get along with another person and speak truth and be honest and authentic, how in the world are you going to overcome the darkness or the things that need to be overcome on the earth, on the globe, if the union, if it's two of you and you can't seem to get it together, how will you speak to nations, right? Okay, so with that, Fifth chakra, our throat chakras are being healed. Even now, that's what's going on with us. I just saw the walking away card after the throat chakra card. Some of y'all are walking away from some foolishness. Some of you are walking away from people, places, or things. Some of you are walking away from patterns, just toxic patterns in your life. But I'm not going to harp that because there's so many messages that can come. We can be on this line all day. All right, first card out. This is your card, Divine Feminine. This is what you're bringing to the table. I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to read it. I want you to take a glance at that card because those are sacred geometric shapes. That square has everything to do with earth, the flower, the color of the flower. Look at the green, like the heart chakra being healed. You see the points, you know, like a north and a south. South is fire, north is earth. You know, just the symbolism in that card. That's called a sacred geometric card. Feminine's homework, look up sacred geometry, Google that. Okay, let me read the card to you. It says the frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. So feminine, not lost on me that you got the fertility card right out of the gate. And here's why. I said this message was for actually anatomically, as far as anatomy is concerned, women that can bear children. Because some of you are pregnant, not only spiritually, but you are pregnant in the natural. You have babies that are inside of you. And those babies are indigo children. Those babies are crystal children, rainbow children. You know what I mean? You are a star seed, you know, but you might not have any knowledge of this yet because you just didn't know. And not knowing these kinds of things also hinders or delays the union with our twin, because there's certain things, there's lanes that we're in. And so right now, currently, the energy with this connection, and even you, Divine Feminine, is it's all about birthing something new, starting a new project. This is about babies. This is about being, so because some of you, your masculines are going to be getting you pregnant over what's the card, 27, and simplified it to a number 9, because it takes 9 months usually for a baby to gestate. But the babies that I'm talking about, these spiritual babies that are coming through to the earth, they don't have a time limit. So you can lose that clock, that 9-month thing, because you don't know how Spirit's going to do what he does, because he can do whatever he does, right? It's whatever he wants done, right? And so and the way he wants it done. Okay, so this card is about birthing something new. This card is about birthing nations. This card is about birthing new ideas. This card is about birthing new ways of being. Like I said, with this quarantine or this thing that's happening here in America specifically, well, the globe. Actually, it's just not America specifically, but we have as Americans have never been affected like this. But I know this is a divine reset and a divine slowdown. This is definitely the hand of the Spirit, and this is Spirit all in and through everything, orchestrating this move, right? So and this is the time to be like brooding, you know, like with fertility, like when a woman is carrying a child, she slows down a bit, her body changes, she expands. Some of you are expanding, your consciousness is expanding, your body, your physical bodies are expanding too. It's like some of you are saying, it feels like I'm preparing for birth, it feels like I'm preparing for something, right? And so that's what this card is about. I'm looking at time 1822. So let me keep with the message, let me keep going, because I could be here all day. Compassion. Your Divine Masculine's card is compassion. Look at the card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little white dots, right? And that for me represents, like, 6 is number of balance and harmony and what have you. And then again, there's that flower. There's that flower right in the middle. You can see like the petals and everything, 6 petals. And again, balance, harmony, family. It's, 6, the number of man for some, right? So compassion. Now, what is this card about? Let me read it, and then I'll put it back up for you. So it says the frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. So your masculine, this is what he's bringing to the table. He's bringing that compassion. That's why some of you have masculines and you just go all out. Oh, you're dramatic, or, you complain, or you feel, because you feel maybe rejected or not, or unloved or unappreciated by him. And you wonder how can he be so nonchalant. Some of you say, how are you just so nonchalant? Some of you say, you just don't seem like you have any feeling about anything. All you care about is you. And it's not even that. But this masculine, what he brings brings to the table is that male energy, like we said, that masculine energy that says, I'm just solution oriented. I'm not looking at all the puff and the flowers and the frillies. I'm just trying to tell me what you need. Tell me what you want me to do. I'm going to empathize with you, but I'm not going to go there with you. You understand what I'm saying? They're not going to do that. They're not going to feed into the emotionalism of it. They're not going to feed into the sense of urgency or the, if you're impatient and saying, well, don't you love me? And when are you going to leave? And or when are you coming or whatever? They don't feed into that. They're solid, they're stable, and they bring the compassion, which simply says, I can understand what you're going through, but I am not going to be attached or brought into that. But I can sit here and listen for as long as you need me to listen. And when you tell me to speak, I'll speak my truth, meaning this is what I think you should do. Or I hear what you're saying and I know why you're crying, and here's what I see. They begin to offer solutions. See, your masculine is not worrying about the emotions of it. Not really. It's not about that. It's not about attaching to the emotions and the wind that can just, you can get pulled into drama, right? He's bringing to the table the compassion, saying, it hurts, it happened. What are we going to do about it? I know it hurts, but get up. We have to keep going. I know you want to stay here and rehash how I broke your heart, how I didn't call, how I didn't leave her, how I didn't leave him. I know you want to do that, but we don't have time for that. I'm being compassionate with you by being gentle with you, saying, I hear you, but now hear me. We have to go. There's work to do. That's what masculine is bringing. Compassion to the situation. Cosmic Flower. This card, and this is number 18, simplified to a number 9. It's almost a completion. So you guys, this dynamic, this union, this relationship is coming to like it's even coming together in this. Again, we have the 6 little white dots. Again, balance and harmony. So we have 2 cards with that same theme of 6. Remember, cosmic energy and everything that creation was built on a pattern and a code. That's where sacred geometry comes from. The same pattern you see here is found in a flower, is found in organisms or organs of a gnat, and in you, Fibonacci code. Look it up, Fibonacci, Fibonacci, I believe, but look it up. Everything is connected, and that's what this is about. So as you look at the cosmic flower, this card is about connecting to source. This card is about the place that you call home. Now, for this twin flame reunion, many of you, when you met your twin or reunited with your twin, or when you began to awaken on this journey because of love, you thought you were like, this person feels like home. Like this person, I just know this is familiar to me, right? And it's because a lot of you had previous lives, but then some of you have you made contracts and you said, I'm gonna come here now, in the now, when I'm living this life that you're living right now, and I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna be with you, and I'm gonna remember it. I'm gonna know it in this lifetime. So there's work to do. But with that, I say that to say that this is about coming back to home, and it's to be replenished, to be restored, to be renewed, in order to go right back out again. Okay, and let me say it again. The cosmic flower is all about knowing what the source is, knowing the center, coming back to the center, right? Coming back to the center of it all, right? And where the center of all life, the center of all things, which is, of course, we know source. And this is about coming to source. Now, for the twin flame journey, this can even be about, why did my candle go out? This could even be about going to, coming back to source, or coming back to each other for strength. Because remember, we're divine. We already said that. We're divine, right? And so we're coming back to each other, because that's why some of your masculines will want to come to you and you get angry about, they just want to have sex with me. All they want is sex. Yeah. As a matter of fact, yeah. That's all they want is sex. And they need it because it's a healing energy for them. So they come back home and they need your compassion too. I just wanted to show you that. And the reason why they want the sex is because you're so fertile. The reason why they come home, it's like a honing signal. What is I'm saying? Boop. Homing signal. Homing pigeon. Homing pigeon. It's like a homing pigeon where you come back, you find your way back, no matter how far or how wide you go, you always find your way back home, right? Cosmic, because you're fertile. divine feminine. You are irresistible. You are emanating on a frequency that says, I can birth everything. I can birth anything. I can nurture life or death back to life. I can nurture and I can call things that be not as though they were. I can say it and then manifest it. I can think it. Yeah, that's fertility. Yeah, that's fertility. That's who you are. And so that's why they come to you in the 3D for sex and say, baby, 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 please. I know I didn't call you all last month and you've been crying over me, but please, baby, baby, please. That's why they do that, because you're home, and they get refueled and refilled in order to go face that world, including that karmic cycle that they still have to cycle through before they can come into union with you. But this is about coming back to source, and you are source for each other. It's not just him. You need it too. You might not say it because of those unhealed wounds. And some of you came up with the mindset that good girls don't want it and they don't have the passion and desire like that. But that's only because you need your kundalini awakened. That's all that is. That's another talk. We're gonna get there. We got plenty of time. And so the dynamic between you guys and the what this is gonna produce is greater discernment for both of you. Look at the picture. Look at those three. Boop, boop, boop. That almost looks like an atom, atom, and also nucleus, where the term nuclear family comes from, as well as the Trinity, those three circles. So there's so much I see in that card. Just glance at it a little bit. Okay. Now, this card says the frequency, because remember, all these cards are about the frequency that you're on. So feminine, you're on the frequency of fertility. Your masculine is on the frequency of compassion. And together, you guys are on the frequency of the cosmic source. The cosmic flower, which is you guys are realizing that home is where the heart is. Home is where God is. Home is where source is, spirit is, right? That's my homing pigeon, my homing signal, okay? And now discernment. Because of that, you have greater judgment and reasoning abilities. Discernment is what this is, what this card is. It says the frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion. See, we couldn't make this up. Masculine came out with the compassion card, with compassion and wisdom. And what do we say about the female, the feminine? Great wisdom. The Bible depicts the female as a woman, as wisdom as a woman, a feminine energy, because women are very wise. They have the double binah. You know what I mean? It's a Hebrew word that means like a double. It means double intuition. binah. But that's what we have. We have a double knowing. We are highly intuitive because it's internal. That's why we're represented in the moon energy. The moon, things like mysteries, hidden, brooding, that hovering energy. I cover things and I birth things. I cover and protect with my feminine power, with my knowing, my wisdom, knowing I can see the enemy coming afar off. I can see something coming toward my union to thwart it or block it. See, we need to use that power for good instead of that power to lash out at our twin, who is really us. We're really lashing out at ourselves. And then we wonder why we stop. We wonder why we stall on this journey. Well, why the vehicle stalls, right? Okay, so discernment, a great level of discernment is coming, knowing, it says, supports our ability to view the world and the people around from a place of detachment, right? Like, again, with the masculine compassion, I hear you, I feel you, I know you're going through something, but I'm not going to get caught up in it. I'm not going to get tied up and tangled up in it. That's what this card is about. It's discernment. You know what you're going to, how you're going to judge rightly. You know how what things feel like and if things are right or wrong. This is, again, about understanding what's really going on. And because you have come to a place of balance. And see, that's where we need to be. We both have masculine and feminine energy in us. Both he does and you do, divine feminine, right? And you're just trying to balance that energy. That's why we have been living the lives we have been living, because we have discovered now that we are out of balance. And some of our faith or our methods of worship or what we believe or what we've been taught to believe was not supporting us for balance. We were out of balance. You know what I mean? Either you thought you were the wicked witch of the West, or the seed, you're the worst wretch ever, you know, saved a wretch like me, or you thought, I don't want any part of this, and I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. I'm just going to do what makes me feel good. But now, with this twin flame journey, this is all about coming into balance with both of those energies. And when you come into balance, you can make better decisions. When we are imbalanced and all over the place, we don't make right decisions because we are led by our feelings. And our feelings were never there to lead us. They were there just as indications or indicators about what was going on around us. I feel fearful. I'm angry because my boundaries have been, my boundaries have been violated. You know what I mean? You feel what's going on around you. That's all the emotions are for. That's the only reason why we have emotions. Oh, I touched the stove, it's hot. I'm not gonna do that again. That made me very sad when I burned my finger. Thanks emotions for telling me I'm sad. And I'm scared. Okay, I see now. But we never go to each stove we see and go, what if that stove burns me? What if we're not led by our emotions. We're not guided by that. You know what I mean? We're guided by our intuition, which is that inner knowing, and that intuition is balanced because it keeps us from going to the extreme, and it keeps us from moving in error, okay? You have to trust your spirit. But first, you got to know what your spirit is. Discernment. All right, let me get you one Work Your Light card. Something we should be working on. I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize. The video is 31 minutes. I'm just going to be great. Hold on. Talk to me. Talk to me. Thank you, Spirit Guides. What's the message for the Divine Feminines? What's their takeaway? Okay. Here it comes. Okay. I see it. Thank you. Okay, y'all. There's a lot that wanted to come out, but I only wanted one. Ah. If you had a question, the answer is yes. Some of you are wondering if you should move. Yes. Some of you are wondering if you should take a break from somebody, including your masculine. Yes. Some of you are wondering if you should take this job. Yes. Some of you are wondering if you should give the money back. Yes. Some of you are wondering if you should give money. Yes. Some of you are wondering if you should go to the doctor. Yes. New vehicle. Yes. It's time. Is my credit gonna? Yes. Some of you are wondering, are these my real friends? Yes. Do they mean me good? Yes. The issue is not, I got to say this, the issue is not your friend circle. Your sister circle is what I'm hearing. The issue is that you don't like to be told the truth. You can't handle the truth is really what it is, feminine. So we're working on that. That's all. We're just working on it. It's okay. That's about it. That's it. Okay. All right. So until we meet again, I think that's all the messages. You have enough to chew on. Remember, you have a little homework to do. Divine Feminines, we'll meet again and we'll get some more messages and everything, and it'll work out just fine. Thanks for riding with me. Until we meet again, please take care of yourselves and each other. Bye now.